Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards, and in that tension between memory and possibility, the individual truly becomes himself. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom, and when freedom looks down into its own possibility, it trembles before the responsibility of choice. To dare is to lose one's footing momentarily, but not to dare is to lose oneself entirely and never discover who one might have become. The greatest hazard in life is not failure or rejection, but the slow and silent loss of one's true self while trying to become what others expect. Faith does not eliminate doubt, it walks directly through it, choosing trust even when certainty refuses to appear. The unhappy person is never truly present to himself, for he is always either trapped in regret over the past or anxiety about the future. Hope is not naive optimism. It is a passionate commitment to the possibility that something greater may emerge from uncertainty.
Purity of heart is to will one thing, and to will one thing is to align your life completely with what you believe to be true. Despair is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it is the quiet refusal to become who you are meant to be. Truth becomes truth for you only when you are willing to live it, not merely discuss it or admire it from a distance. The crowd may comfort you, but it cannot give you identity. Only the individual who stands alone can truly discover himself. Boredom is not merely lack of activity, but lack of meaning, and meaning is born from inward passion. Every person must choose, and in that act of choosing, he defines himself more deeply than any label ever could. The more deeply a person confronts his own weaknesses, the more genuine his strength becomes. Faith sees best in the dark, not because darkness is pleasant, but because light is no longer required for commitment. To exist is to risk, and without risk, existence becomes nothing more than routine repetition without transformation. The self is not something given once and for all. It is something that must be continually chosen and reaffirmed. The door to happiness opens outward, and the more you attempt to force it inward for yourself alone, the more firmly it remains closed. The task of becoming yourself is the greatest responsibility you will ever carry, and no one else can carry it for you. Patience is not passive waiting, it is active endurance grounded in trust. The moment of decision always feels like madness because it requires stepping into the unknown without guarantees. Silence can be a greater teacher than noise, for in silence we are finally forced to listen to ourselves. He who truly loves becomes humble, because love shifts the focus from self-importance to devotion. Without inward struggle, there can be no authentic faith, and without faith, existence remains incomplete.